Good morning YouTubians, it's Kemit's Ghost. It's Monday and it's an absolutely beautiful day here on the south coast of the UK. Blue skies all around, great day to go Blu-ray hunting. 3 titles I'm after today. I did pick up some during the week as well, but I will film everything that comes out. Going to get myself a nice McLatte.
You know the line.
I want to wish my mother-in-law Carol all the best today. She's a lovely woman and she's having a horrible procedure done. She's having her lungs drained in hospital, so thinking of you, Carol. Hope it all goes tickety-boo. Then I'm going to head home and show you what I picked up. So let's go up to get myself a nice hot coffee in this lovely hot weather. Got to have your hot coffee no matter what. And then I'll show you everything that's out in HMV. Let's head up. Well, I'm filming this opening sequence at the Bandstand, which is on Brighton seafront near the I-360. This was opened in 1884 and was restored to its original condition and reopened in 2009, hence this little plaque marking the date. It was designed by Philip Lockwood, a Brighton Borough surveyor, and the Bandstand is considered to be one of the finest examples of Victorian bandstands still surviving in England today. You can actually hire this between April and September for wedding venues, and underneath there is a restaurant, which is good because it used to be a public convenience. The Bandstand also hosts a variety of bands every Sunday through June, July and August, and these performances usually take place between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. depending on the weather. Well, as you can see, HMV is shut because it's only 8:30 in the morning, so we're going to head up to the top floor now. There it is, McDonald's, and get myself a nice breakfast. And here it is, the breakfast of champions. Not saying I drink a lot of coffee, but that is just the weekend's worth of coffee vouchers I have accumulated. We got here a sausage and egg McMuffin, a hash brown, and of course the latte. Look at that latte. Who could resist? And I gotta say, there's nothing quite like having a McDonald's all to yourself. Not a single customer in sight. Anyway, that is enough talk about McDonald's. HMV is about to open. Going down in the lift. Should be opening just as I get out. See, told you, all that's left now is to cross the foyer into the air-conditioned store and go and see what is new and trending. Now, obviously, I'm filming this after I've come out of the store, and there were a few titles that weren't on the list, and I'll probably go over them a little bit later. Anyway, first title is Godzilla on Blu-ray for £14.99. The film itself is 113 minutes, although if you look on Blu-ray.com, it states it's 114 minutes. Has a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, and alternately, you can get the DVD there for £9.99. We'll come to the 4K a little bit later. This film is also out today. Ammonite from 2020, 118 minutes, stars Saoirse Ronan and Kate Winslet. Next one is Waterloo, the special edition. This is limited to just 5,000 copies. It's from 1970 and has a runtime of 132 minutes. And the next one is a Criterion release called Flowers of Shanghai from 1998, 113 minutes. And the title, Flower Houses, refers to brothels and the women that must live and work in them, often against their will. And the next one, which is also a Criterion, is Merrily We Go to Hell from 1932. It's a romantic comedy drama and 83 minutes in length. The next one is a brand new restoration of the 1992 film Basic Instinct. This one is 128 minutes, and presumably you'll see everything a little bit clearer. And the next one is Dad's Army, the movie, the 50th anniversary edition from 1971, 95 minutes long this one, and it follows the Home Guard that are patrolling the small seaside town of Warmington-on-Sea. Over in World Cinema section now, we have an 88 films release. In fact, there's 2 films here to show you. First one is from 1980, it's The Young Master. This actually is a special edition, not the one I was supposed to have shown you. £24 this one, you get a book and, I don't know, poster I guess. And there are 3 copies of that. But there's also the one that was released today, 1 movie, 3 cuts, 106 minutes long, and yours for £14.99. And it was directed and starring Jackie Chan. And the other film in the World Cinema section is from Second Run. It is Before Tonight Is Over. This is from 1966, 89 minutes. It's a Slovakian film with English subtitles. Yours for £19.99. So over in the 4K section, and I did tell you we were going to come back to Godzilla vs. Kong, and here it is. For an extra £10, you can have it in 4K. 113 minutes from 2021, and it is a 2-discer. You got a Blu-ray in there as well. And from 1993, Sony Pictures are releasing In the Line of Fire, a brilliant Clint Eastwood film. Doesn't look like this comes with a stip. £19.99. Well, as you can see, we are in CEX. Going to have a quick look in here. We've got 52 pickup. We've got 2 copies here, so maybe that's the reverse art on the Arrow and the regular art. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to look at the titles without me waffling on. Okay, so there's quite a few to get through, and it's like the gates of hell in here. It is so hot, so I'm going to crack on straight away. Now, before I get started, I want to give a shout out to a fellow YouTuber and his channel. Now, the channel is called Blue Justin, and the man behind that channel is Justin. He's currently standing at 95 subscribers, and this guy should be well above that number. He videos movie hauls, unboxings, and he's very knowledgeable on his pickups. Now, he'll show you 4Ks, steelbooks, 4K steelbooks, special editions, and he leaves nothing out. If you have a question, he will get back to you. He's a very genuine guy, and he deserves the support of this community. So pop over and have a look, subscribe, and get his sub count up. Thank you. The first title is The Man Who Fell to Earth, a science fiction movie from 1976, and it's about an alien that travels to Earth after his planet is suffering from severe drought. This was made in 1976, and anybody who was in the UK in that year can relate, because it was a horrible year for weather. Anyway, this movie is taken from the 1963 novel of the same name by Walter Tevis and directed by Nicholas Roeg. He was the man behind the recent pickup of mine, Walkabout. This stars Dave Bowie, Rip Torn, and Candy Clark. Now, Bowie plays the alien Thomas Jerome Newton, whose mission is to ship Walter back to his home planet, but that gets sidelined as he becomes more and more consumed by the temptations of the Earth. There's 139 minutes, and there's also a limited edition digipack. So I picked this one up. Let's take a look inside. Well, I did pop it in a black case because I think that looks pretty nice. Comes with a black disc and a pretty comprehensive book inside. So that was The Man Who Fell to Earth. The next 2 titles are unofficial releases from Gary, Blu-ray collector. Go and check out his channel. And the first one is Without Remorse, a movie from 2021 based on a Tom Clancy novel of the same name. This film was in pre-production for 20 years, and it was supposed to have starred Keanu Reeves at first and then Tom Hardy, but the lead finally went to Michael B. Jordan. He plays Navy SEAL John Kelly, and he's sent out on a mission, but all is not what it seems. His team is targeted back in the States, and his wife and unborn child are killed. So it becomes a film of revenge. This also stars Jamie Bell and Guy Pearce, so it's got a great cast. It's got a runtime of 93 minutes, and there's a sequel on the cards called Rainbow Six. Let's take a look inside. So inside this unofficial release, you get artwork on the disc and inner artwork. So that was 2021's Without Remorse. The next title from Gary has divided the community. It is Army of the Dead, a Zack Snyder zombie movie from 2021, centering around Las Vegas, where zombies have taken over, but they're contained within the city limits via stacked up shipping containers. Now, a small group of misfits are hired to go in and recover $200 million from a vault in the basement of a casino. What could possibly go wrong? It stars Dave Bautista and a bunch of other people. Oh, I will say, there's a helicopter pilot played by Tig Notara, I think that's her name, and for me, she was a standout character and actress, and apparently she is a stand-up comic. This has got a runtime of 148 minutes, and I for one loved it, and it's a Netflix film, and it's been confirmed there's going to be 2 prequels and an anime spin-off. Let's take a look inside. So there's artwork on the disc, and inner artwork. So that was Army of the Dead. Now the next film I've got in the player, and the menu is on behind me. It is the anime film The Empire of Corpses, a Japanese science fiction adventure produced by Witch Studios, and the movie is set in an alternate universe back in the 19th century, where you got Victor Frankenstein's work, which has been carried on, and the world's got an abundance of undead working as labourers and soldiers. Now there's a lot of actual and literal characters in this. You got the likes of Frankenstein, Sherlock and Dr. Watson, as well as Charles Babbage. Now he was the father of the computer, you know, the guy who invented the difference engine, the first mechanical computer. You've also got Ulysses S. Grant, who was the 18th President of the United States of America, and he actually travelled to England to meet Queen Victoria in reality. There's also Man Friday in this, from Robinson Crusoe, the novel by Daniel Defoe in 1719. M from the Ian Fleming Bond novels, as well as Moneypenny. Thomas Edison, the American inventor. So the film's got a lot of rich characters, and it follows Dr. Watson, who's looking for Victor Frankenstein's original notes on reanimation, and if he doesn't find them, he risks imprisonment. So a lot of risk, riding on that. This is from 2015 and a runtime of 120 minutes. Let's take a look inside. There is artwork on the disc, and there is an alternate cover as well. So that was The Empire of Corpses. The next title is Ammonite, a film from 2020 directed by Francis Lee, who is a relatively new director and former actor. He's only made 2 feature films in his life, this one in God's Own Country, and 3 shorts as well. This one stars Kate Winslet as Mary Anning, Saoirse Ronan as Charlotte Murchison, and Fiona Shaw as Elizabeth Philpott. And it's very, very loosely based on the life of paleontologist Mary Anning and her possible involvement, romantic involvement, with Charlotte, a woman who was married at the time. And bear in mind, this is set in 1840s England. Now Charlotte's husband has to leave the country on a 6-week trip, so he leaves his wife with Mary. Now Charlotte is suffering from depression, and Mary runs a small shop with her mother, and she can't really refuse the money. The film has got a runtime of 120 minutes, and although there's no evidence that the relationship in this film actually happened, there's nothing to say it didn't either. Let's take a look inside. So the slip is the same as the cover. Some artwork on the disc, and a digital code. So that was the 2020 film Ammonite. The next title is from 2021, Godzilla vs. Kong, a creature feature directed by Adam Wingard, the guy behind The Guest, which is a really good movie, and You're Next. And it's exactly what the title suggests. 2 alpha monsters fighting over who is top dog, or in this case, top lizard and great ape. Anyway, it stars Millie Bobby Brown, 11 from Stranger Things, Alexander Skarsgård, Rebecca Hall, and a few other people. And I saw this on an iSense screen, and it was immense, although the wife did fall asleep within 40 minutes. But to be fair, that could have been down to the reclining seats. Now, I love a monster movie, and this, monster-wise, does not disappoint. But I will point out that Millie Bobby Brown seemed to phone in her performance a little bit. A little bit of overacting at times. The film runs at 113 minutes and took over $440 million at the box office, so expect more to follow. Let's take a look inside. So the slip is the same as the cover, and just a plain old blue disc. So that was Godzilla vs. Kong. The last title is Waterloo from 1970, and it's from the Russian director Sergei Bondarchuk, and it's the story and events of the infamous Battle of Waterloo. Film opens in 1814, a year before the battle, and the French Emperor Napoleon is facing the Sixth Coalition and defeat. Now he's sent to Elba as punishment, but he escapes with his men, builds up an army, and I'm skipping over a lot of history here, faces his final campaign, the Battle of Waterloo. Now, Napoleon was such a fearsome leader, it's said that when in battle, he alone was equivalent to facing 1,000 soldiers with his intellect. He died aged just 51 after the British exiled him to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. Now, Rod Steiger plays Napoleon here. You've also got Christopher Plummer, Orson Welles, Jack Hawkins, Virginia McKenna, and Ian Ogilvy. Film's got a runtime of 132 minutes, and it's got the highest number of costumed extras in any film. 15,000 people. Let's take a look inside. So this edition is limited to 5,000 copies. You have a peel away J card there with all the information on the back. Real sturdy case. Inside you get artwork on the disc, reversible artwork. You get reversible art cards. a reversible poster. And a very nicely presented book as well. So that was Waterloo from 1970. So that is it. Have you seen any of those films? Do you plan to pick any of them up? Do you not like any of those films? Leave a comment down below. I will get back to you, I promise. Give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? Don't forget to go and subscribe to Blue Justin and Gary at Blu-ray Collectors channel. So thank you so much for watching and choosing my channel today. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.